Alright, so what's going on, guys? My name's Chopper. Today we have some really interesting information to talk about today, and this is going to be about potentially Infinite Warfare Zombies DLC 1, and basically the screenshot and or the teaser that could come along with it within Zombies in Spaceland itself. We have some really interesting stuff to go over today, so if you guys do enjoy this video, or if you find this interesting, make sure to leave a like on the video. We're going to go on for 115 likes here on the video, of course. Hopefully we can absolutely smash that like goal. I really would appreciate it, but let's go ahead and jump into this information that we got here today. When we got our first look at Infinite Warfare Zombies, when they actually started, kind of teasing stuff either on Twitter or just on their YouTube channel or whatever, the first information that we got and the first little insights into it was actually not Zombies in Spaceland. We actually didn't get a screenshot for Zombies in Spaceland or any sort of information that this is the map that we would be playing on disc until a little bit later on. The first teaser actually was this thing right here, and you guys might remember this. There were two posters up against basically a wall of the movie theater, one of them being Disco Devil, and then the other one was blanked out until a couple days later when Infinity Ward actually filled us in, and then that one was Nightmare Summer. However, we thought that these were going to be the maps that were going to be on disc, right? Because it would only make sense if Infinity Ward is teasing zombies like this, and we have Zombies in Spaceland and Nightmare Summer, that these were going to be, the initial ones that we're going to be playing when the game first drops. It wasn't until a little bit later on when Infinity Ward actually did like their live streams and basically their official announcements for what the game was going to have, and then we finally saw that Zombies in Spaceland was in fact going to be on the disc, and it wasn't actually Nightmare Summer or Disco Devil. And the really weird thing is that when you go to the Afterlife arcade in this game, you can see a poster for Nightmare Summer. However, Disco Devil is not on the wall for some reason. Now, around the Afterlife arcade, there are a bunch of different posters that we can see actually in this building itself, and as we can see Nightmare Summer here, there's no sign of Disco Devil, and there's a couple other ones as like Captain Kill here and a bunch of different Willard Wyler movies and productions that a lot of people have been presuming that these are going to be the 4 DLCs, but I don't think this is true. If they were going to give us some hint into DLC 1, I think it's going to be the other poster that is unnamed and that's kind of standing out from the rest of the other ones. Just because I personally don't believe that the 4 up against the wall in the Afterlife arcade all right next to each other aren't DLC teasers doesn't mean I don't think that there's any sort of DLC teasers in there at all. In fact, I do believe that there is a teaser for DLC 1. So you guys will take a look at the style right here of the 4 posters lined up against the wall themselves, and these are all in a similar style, in a similar fashion, right? But then there's one other poster in the building besides the Zombies in Spaceland one. There is one other poster that is a little bit different, and under it actually says coming soon, which is really interesting because there's no actually outer box for any of the other posters that says coming soon. It either says it in really small print or it's not very highlighted at all. So this is the one where the border of the picture is actually highlighted where it says coming soon, and this is the most ambiguous one because all the other posters have writing on it and there's a lot of detail about what it is. However, this one is literally just a picture. There's no words to describe what it is. It's really only one zombie kind of up against this wall, and there's really not much we can draw from this other than the zombie itself. There's literally no words to even signify what this could possibly be, and the fact that this one is coming soon and it's made into a very big point of that, I feel that this could be a somewhat teaser for DLC 1, right? This could be maybe just some little insight for us to play around with for right now until this map actually drops or where we get some real information on it. But let's take a look at what we actually do have. Now, there really isn't much, like I said, but this zombie actually appears to have red eyes in some different lightings. Now, this could be the typical yellow or what we're seeing in Zombies in Spaceland, but this also could be red, which could signify, a different control, just like how we see in Treyarch zombies. We see mostly yellow in Zombies in Spaceland, except for the police zombies who have one yellow and one blue, which is also a very interesting point we'll have to talk about later. But regardless, I think that this could be a completely different set of a Willard Wyler production where we don't have the same crew that we're playing as right now. You guys know that Willard Wyler basically uses different crews of people to run these films for him, right? He puts them in real scenarios to film real death scenes to make his basically his horror scenes absolutely authentic and as real as possible. So it is likely that this is not even going to be set in the 1980s at all, but we can't even really take a guess where because it's literally just a blank background and we can't really see by the zombies' clothing or anything like that any sort of guesses as to where this time zone could be set at. Now, this is a complete shot in the dark here, but I'm going to go ahead and take a guess as to where this could be. I have 2 potential settings of where this could actually take place, and I'm going to say it's either could be in a prison or an asylum. Now, I don't really have much to back it up other than the blank wall, which could be a prison wall or, some sort of asylum wall. It just gives off that vibe to me, and like I said, it is hard to say for sure, but because we really have nothing else to work with. If we had maybe one word or something else that is kind of relating to it, then we could probably take a better educated guess, but as of right now, as it stands, this this is all we have, and I can't really say for sure what DLC 1 is going to be, and it should be that way, right? We shouldn't be able to completely guess that. You guys remember back to Black Ops 3 and Shadows of Evil where we had the teasers and the locations approximately for all the DLC maps. So I think that this is kind of what they're going for here. Give us a little bit of a teaser or something to play with, but nothing too much to where we know exactly what and where this is going to take place, which is actually really smart because they don't want us actually knowing where this is going to be right off the bat, and it kind of ruins the surprise of when they actually release or announce a new map. So I think that's definitely a good thing. But what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think of this picture? Honestly, I really do feel like this could be a prison or some sort of asylum setting. And the thing is, not all the maps are going to be in the 80s because Willard Wyler can go to any time zone he wants, right? In Zombies in Spaceland, he specifically mentioned that this one is going to be set in the 1980s, kind of signaling that none of the other ones have to be, so that we have, you know, a wide variety of where and when these things could take place. So what I think this honestly is going on is that this is indeed a teaser image for DLC 1, but we don't have much to work with. So what I want to hear from you guys is, do you think that this is in fact an image for DLC 1 or some kind of teaser? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you do think that this is a teaser, what do you think it's going to be and where do you think it's going to take place? It's very, very interesting. And like I said, it's hard to say for sure what this is actually going to be because we don't have any words or really any background to what this could be. And I think they did that on purpose. So anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, if you found this interesting, make sure to leave a like, as we are going to be going for a 115 likes on the video here, of course. And hopefully you feel like your like was well deserved. I thought that this was some really interesting stuff that I want to bring to you guys. And hopefully I got everybody up to speed on this. So anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.